जय झूलेलाल। विश्व सिंधी सेवा संगम अॼु जे हिन एपिसोड नंबर 825 में तव्हांजो स्वागत करंदा पिया। अॼु असांजे विच में ऑनरेबल दयाल एन हरजानी साहब हांगकांग मां हिकु अहिड़ो सब्जेक्ट खणी करे आया आहिनि जंहिंजे करे मूंखे लॻे थो अॼु तव्हांखे ॾाढो कुझु सिखण लाइ मिलंदो। सॉलिडेरिटी, यूनिटी, सिंधियत जे मथां अॼु दयाल भाई साहब जेको ॻाल्हाईंदा, ऐं इहे उहे दयाल हरजानी साहब आहिनि जंहिंजो ॾाढो वॾो कंट्रीब्यूशन असांजे अयोध्या जे मंदिर में बि इन जी तरफ़ खां सिंगापुर मां, हांगकांग मां, ॿाहिरों आउट ऑफ इंडिया मां, अलाए किथां किथां हिननि असांखे कराए ॾिना आहिनि। मां दयाल भाई साहब जो ॾाढो शुक्रगुज़ार आहियां कि अॼु 825 एपिसोड खां पोइ घटि में घटि असांखे आशीर्वाद ॾियण लाइ अचनि था पिया। विश्व सिंधी सेवा संगम जेको 117 कंट्रीज़ में इहो प्रोग्राम लाइव टेलीकास्ट कंदो आहे, ऐं अॼु असांजी ऑडियंस जेका आहे क़रीब क़रीब 54 करोड़ 30 लख खां मथे इहे असांजा प्रोग्राम ॾिसी चुकिया आहिनि। विश्व सिंधी सेवा बेंगलोर में 26, 27, 28 जनवरी 2024 में थियणो आहे। असांजे विच में जेके 3 ॾींहं 3 महिमान हूंदा उहे रहंदा आदरणीय थावरचंद जी गहलोत साहब जेके कर्नाटका जा गवर्नर आहिनि, श्री श्री रविशंकर साहब वर्ल्ड फेमस आर्ट ऑफ लिविंग गुरु, एंड होम असां जेके फॉर्मर यूनियन मिनिस्टर रही चुकिया आहिनि शहनवाज हुसैन साहब, इहे तव्हांजे साम्हूं ईंदा। 3 ॾींहंनि जे लाइ तव्हांजे साम्हूं पिंकी मेहदसानी, जतिन उदासी ऐं सिमरन आहूजा 3 अहिड़ा कलाकार, अहिड़ा हीरा असांजे सिंधी समाज जा जेके 3 ॾींहं तव्हांजो एंटरटेनमेंट कंदा। इन जे लाइ असां 1 मिंट जो वीडियो ॾिसंदासीं, पर उन खां पहिरीं मां चाहींदुमि तव्हां दयाल भाई साहब सां अगरि कोई सवाल वग़ैरह पुछणु चाहियो, कोई कमेंट पास करणु चाहियो, त हे जेको नंबर तव्हांजी स्क्रीन जे मथां अथव, इन जे मथां तव्हां टाइप कजो। पर इहो प्रोग्राम मिस न कजो। अगरि मिस कयो त राति जो यूट्यूब ते वञी करे इहो प्रोग्राम ॾिसजो ज़रूरु। लाइन डॉक्टर राजू मनवानी, लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब करे इहे पूरा एपिसोड जेके बि असांजा अॼु ताईं थिया आहिनि, पर स्पेशली अॼु जो जेको दयाल भाई साहब जो आहे, इहो मिस न कजो। ये प्रोग्राम तव्हांजे साम्हूं प्रॉपर्टी एंथम इंडिया प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, ओपी सर फ्रॉम आगरा ग्रीन एक्सिम, असांजा आलोक हरलाल काजी ग्रीडेक्स बॉम्बे मां, खनवे रिसोर्स सिलवासा मां निर्मल जैन साहब, ऐं असांजी लता भाभी लता उतानी जी दुबई मां तव्हांजे साम्हूं खणी आया आहिनि। अचो असां 1 मिंट जो वीडियो था ॾिसूं, ऐं उन खां पोइ असां दयाल भाई साहब जो स्वागत कंदासीं। ओवर टू यू प्रदीप भैया। थैंक यू वेरी मच प्रदीप भैया। अचो त स्वागत कयूं असांजे ऑनरेबल दयाल हरजानी साहब जो अॼु जे हिन एपिसोड नंबर 825 में। दयाल भाई साहब।
Hariom, Hariom, so we meet again, our past meet again. Jai Jhulelal to all the listeners and to you.
Jai Jhulelal Bhai Sahab. We are lucky to have you today in our this episode number 825. And जेको अॼु तव्हां subject खयो आहे, this will be an eye-opener session for most of the people all over the world. What people will be listening you today, sir.
I hope so.
Definitely, sir. पर कुछ असांजी जेका ऑडियंस नई आहे, वो थोड़ा दयाल भाई साहब जे बारे में ॼाणण थी चाहे पई कि दयाल भैया आखिर हिंदुस्तान खां ॿाहिरि छो विया ऐं उते छा था करनि पिया। ऐं हाणे तव्हांजो थोरो तव्हांजे बारे में मां चाहींदुमि कि भई तव्हां असांजे ऑडियंस खे पंहिंजे बारे में थोरो सो आशीर्वाद ॾियो। ओवर टू यू भाई साहब।
I rather talk about the principles that I want to share with you. It's going to take a long time rather than my life. But just to be in short, I left in 1969 for Hong Kong. And I had been to a soothsayer. He saw my shadow on the terrace and he said, "Tum kya kar raha hai idhar?" It was in Matunga. I said, "What do you mean, मैं क्या कर रहा हूँ?" See, तुम्हारा इधर पैर है ही नहीं, तुमको बाहर काम, तुम्हारा नसीब बाहर है. So I started to laugh. When I went home, I told my mother, I like Karen Mokli Pay. Tuck phone Hong Kong to my father. Visa pay, send your son right away. In 3 days, I was there. So this is a short story, which is very interesting. So,
Fantastic. Over to you,
so
sir.
I would like to um, start with a sincere prayer for all the Sindhis, for all the listeners, and for all the future listeners from my heart. It's a short prayer poem.
Yes.
It
Please,
goes
sir.
like this. तव्हांजी तिजोरी रहे सदा भरपूर, तव्हांजे शरीर में कॾहिं न दुख या सूर, तव्हांजे आत्मा में सच कॾहिं न कूड़, तव्हांजे मथां साईं जिन जो सदाई नूर. जय झूलेलाल.
Jai Jhulelal, sir.
This is my good wishes for all the future Sindhis. May the sight by the eyes of the Lord Sai be on upon your lives.
Great.
And what
Great.
do I?
Now
So
over
now,
to you, sir. We would like to listen maximum time from your side on the
okay,
best subject what you've chosen today. So over to you, bhai sahab.
ठीक है. You be there, so at least I feel that I'm talking to you.
Of course. प्रदीप भैया मुझे सामने
Uh,
इधर राइट थोड़ा करके रखिए
before
और
I
रखिए जी
before I start,
जी
I would like to introduce certain things. The situation of Sindhis. Chatra, will you agree with me that we are the most dispersed community in the world? Do you agree that?
yes you are right
ऐसा spread इतना थियो है जो it is beyond our imagination in 1947.
okay
We have extended from a land area of 54,400 square miles, that is of Sindh, and
okay
we have spread to all the world, which is 57.50 million square miles. Now look at the scope of our dispersion. Now we are there, Sindhis from Alaska down to
correct
Punta Arenas.
oh
We
God
are there from Korea to Perth.
correct
We are there diagonally, horizontally, vertically. So can you imagine how many Sindhis we are spread all over the world? The challenge is immense for us. Now, because of the diversion, we have become also a diverse community. माना जिते असीं रहिया पिया आहियूं उते जो कल्चर असीं ऑब्जर्व था करियूं त माना वी आर नॉट द सेम. Every locality, every region has got certain traits which Sindhis have imbibed in their lifestyle. So that is another challenge because on top of our basic Sindhi culture, we have got other cultures also. Now, so this is a second problem. One is the dispersion, second is the diversity. And we have to try to find unity in diversity. Correct?
exactly
Until
exactly
now, to begin with, I want to tell you all that I've done some research and we have total 5.5 million Hindu Sindhis in Pakistan. This information I got from Kamaleshwar Lohana, who's in Jamshoro.
okay
He's a professor there, adjunct professor. I'm sure he'll be happy to
yeah
hear.
very good one yes
Then, according to Wikipedia, we have nearly 3.8 million Hindu Sindhis in India.
India
Okay. And in my opinion, I may be wrong, but Thullo Lekok Chebo, we are about 1.5 million Sindhis overseas.
overseas okay
Okay. So
okay
if you add all this, we have nearly about 11 million, close to 11 million Sindhis all over the world. I'm talking about Hindu Sindhis.
Hindu Sindhis that's right
Because Pakistan, there are another 35, 34 million or Muslim Sindhis.
yeah that's right
Correct. So now, the way we are expanding, this is called exponential growth. we are growing exponentially. And in the next 10 years or so, we could be 15 to 20 million. So, can you imagine the scope and the problem that we are going to have in the next 10 years or so to handle or flow collectively to one destination for our Sindhi community? So, my proposal is that we have to start right now, right today.
Exactly.
To give, it is imperative that the budding youth, उन्हनि खे अखी हिकिड़ो sense of direction ॾियो, right? If you don't give them a sense of direction, तो उन्हनि खे ख़बर कोन पवंदी, because सिंध मां, they don't have any memory of Sindh
That's right.
or any, what you call connection as such or sentimental flow कोन थिए.
जी.
So how do you do that? We have to have a grounded ideology, and we have to hold our head high and evolve into the 21st century with confidence and harmony. So this is my feeling that this is how we should get together and come together for a quantum leap from localization to globalization. See, now we are all a localized community. Think this
That's right.
असीं जिते आहियूं लोकलाइज़ आहियूं, पाण में चेयरमैन थींदा, हू कंदा, पंहिंजा पंहिंजा संस्था ठाही वेंदा.
Correct, Ala, right.
We do not have coordination with other sansthas so much as we ideally want to have it done.
That's
And जेके इंडिया में आहिनि, they are only concerned with Indian. ॿाहिरि जेके आहिनि 1.5 or whatever, they are not so concerned about it.
correct.
Correct. त हाणे मूं छा कयो आहे, with the grace of the Lord Saint झूलेलाल, I prepared a memorandum for 5 principles or 5 pillars that could be of a highly historical nature and highly beneficial to society if each and every Sindhi follow it meticulously. ये जेके पंज आहिनि, गुरु जा गंज जेके चइबो आहे,
Correct.
I am going to share with you today with all my heart and maybe for your contemplation.
Please,
Therefore,
sir.
this would be how we can absorb it into our streamline.
That's
Got
right.
it?
Correct.
You're okay until now?
Yeah, perfect, please.
So now my जेके पंज गुरु जा गंज आहिनि, there are 5 things we should remember. Please, if you can make a note, it will be very important.
Yeah, please.
पहिरियों जेको आहे, we need a sense of identity. We must know who we are and what we are, from where we come in. Correct?
Exactly.
Second, we have to salvage our culture. Our Sanskriti is going down the drain. We all know it. We all talk about it. But
That's
we
right.
don't do something very positively or aggressively. हिनखे चइबो आहे salvage means जेको बचियल आहे उनखे बचाए रखो by
Exactly.
way of promotion of language and propagation of a culture. This is salvage. Number 3 is connectivity. Connection. You understand connectivity. You are a champion and master in it. Congratulations to that.
Thank you.
4th is transmission. Transmission माना असांजो जेको संस्कार आहे, संस्कृति आहे, असीं नंढनि खे कीअं ॾियूं? खाली ॻाल्हियुनि सां त कोन कंदासीं. We have to do something positive, something very educational. And the last and final, which is the most difficult to do, is representation. We do not have a representative body which is of a global nature. We have small people or organization who are not known to many, taken on the responsibility of asking for government for grants and things like that. How can the government give anything? Whom to give? Because the people in India are not backed by the entire global community, right? So we have no power. Nobody has got the power or the recognition to go for it and to be respected by the government. So it is imperative that we are represented globally. And once we are able to do it, then you see the strength of our community taking
Okay.
hold by itself.
Okay.
Okay, so our before I'll explain to you each and every aspect of these five principles.
Please, sir. Please.
Okay, so you understand from a pragmatic point of view.
Okay.
सिंधी में बि थोरो ॻाल्हाईंदुसि.
हाँ,
सो
सिंधी, हिंदी, इंग्लिश टई.
अॼु खां वठी असांजो स्लोगन जेको थियणु घुरिजे इंटरनेशनली सॼे दुनिया में हिकिड़े वॉइस सां असीं चऊं वन कॉल वन कॉज एंड वन कमिटमेंट. This should be our Sindhi pride and call. Gajji view, we should all be together. And our motivating slogan should be we are scattered, but we are never shattered.
That's right. Perfect. Very
We will never be shattered, even though we are scattered all over the globe.
जी.
So, our goal should be to take a quantum leap from localization, which we are in evidently we are all localized. So,
That's
from
right.
localization to globalization, this should be our goal.
Correct. You're right, sir.
So we go in from here onwards. So first I will touch on the subject which is most important to achieve. But first I must ask you, before
जी.
I explain further, what does globalization mean? Do you have any, can you tell me to you, when I propose to you globalization, what does it mean to you?
Unity.
Hmm?
Unity. You're talking about the unity and solidarity.
Something like that. But what I want to say, globalization should simply means common, collective thinking and acting on a global international level to achieve solidarity and unity and harmony amongst all Sanatan Sindhis.
Correct.
We
Correct,
are
sir.
all- So this is the correct and final definition of globalization. So
Exactly. You're
once
right.
you know what is globalization, then we can proceed to the next. Identity. Now we sometimes we say असीं हिंदू सिंधी आहियूं, केरु चवंदो असीं ख़ाली सिंधी आहियूं, के हिंदू चवण महिल त हिननि खे शर्म थो अचे. I've
Correct.
seen that. You must have seen. So what is being proposed now that we call ourselves Sanatan Sindhis.
Sanatan Sindhis.
We are Sanatan Sindhis by far the most deepest way because Sanatan Dharma emerged and was established on the banks of the river Sindhu and the river Saraswati. And we Sindhis are of that era, and we must be proud that in our territory the tenets of Sanatan Dharma were created. Now, who has got a better commonality and by right to call ourselves Sanatan Dharma? We Sindhis.
जी.
Therefore, my proposal is that from tomorrow we call ourselves Sanatan Sindhis, because we are the descendants and we are the original ancient Dharma culture born in Sindh. We are the descendants of Sapt Rishis like Atri, Bhardwaj, Vishwamitra,
Correct.
Kashyap, and all these. So we
Correct.
are the proud descendants. I would consider myself, we are the creme de la creme of the Sindhi Sanatan Dharma community because we have survived 1,000 years of invasion and compulsions and atrocities and threats of conversion, but we have come out unscathed.
Okay.
Asange Palbukona, we are all
Correct.
huh? So we should consider ourselves that we are a blend of Vedic culture and Tantric culture. We should know ourselves. Today, Sanatan Dharma is a blend of Vedic culture and Tantric culture.
That's
Just
right.
to for people to understand, you can come to know from the names that we adopt. Very simple. I don't need to
Correct.
go into philosophy.
Correct. Correct.
असीं
You are right.
असीं नालो वैदिक कल्चर जा ना भगवान आहिनि केरु आहे इंद्र सो इंद्रू
Correct.
सूर्य सूरज
Suraj.
Varun,
Mohan.
Varun so Varun. So, and then from the Tantra infusion, we call ourselves children by Shiv, starting with Shiv, Ram, Krishna, Kishan, Gopal. ये कितना नाला? How did these names come to our mind?
Yeah,
So
that's right.
we have got 1,000 years of legacy in our bloodstream, in our soul. So we should consider ourselves as a proud Sindhi, and then later on, we got virtues from saints like Buddha, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, almost 1 lakh Sufis Sant ji ke lai हुए हैं. And above all, our deity, our patron saint, Saint Udayulal, Saint Jhulelal.
That's right.
जेको आयो असांजे सनातन धर्म के बचाइण.
Gee.
And if we don't honor him, we don't carry Jhulelal in our hearts, and we do not save Sanatan Dharma, then what are we doing? What is
Exactly.
our obligation?
Correct.
To be born a Sindhi, then we must असांजे ऋण आहिनि कीअं चुकायूं. त तंहिंजे करे मूं त पंहिंजा किताब लिखिया आहिनि. भाई आई हैव गिवन द होल हिस्ट्री एंड जोग्राफी ऑफ द त
जी
सबको
जी
पंहिंजे पंहिंजे नमूने सिंध के या सिंध जो नालो एंड कल्चर संस्कृति वी शुड ऑल डू कम टुगेदर टू salvage and spread it. So this is one thing.
great.
And other thing that we should all be proud of, we are a unique community. You know why?
Mhm.
Because we do not have anything like Sudra. We are
Exactly.
free from the Varna system completely.
Exactly.
Asame ke Dalit aigone. We don't even have the word Dalit in our community. I can sit with a Dalit and eat his food, and other people will feel shy. But
That's right.
we have, our mind is universal. That's why we Sanatan Sindhis are the creme de la creme. And I don't want anyone to forget that, because we do not have any discrimination like other people in India. We don't have any hang-ups. You got what I'm trying to say? We don't have any hang-ups, right? असांजो
That's right.
दिल असीं कंहिंसां बि वेही ॻाल्हियूं कंदासीं खाधो खाईंदासीं प्रेम सां. Correct?
Correct.
So now our identity should be Sanatan Sindhi, and I
That's
already
right.
described that we are proud and how we are so different. Okay?
Correct.
Now, to better understand Sanatan Dharma and the people around us, I want to give you an analogy. So
Please.
जेके non-Hindus आहिनि, they'll understand सिंध में छा थियो. जेके बि सिंध जा भाती आहिनि, they are all Sanatan Dharmi, whether you like it or not.
Correct.
Now imagine Sanatan Dharma is like a pizza crust.
Okay. Okay.
Just imagine, I'm giving you an analogy so it fits in. Okay,
That's right.
pizza is Sanatan.
Gee.
उनमें yellow vegetable veggie, then you
Correct.
become Buddhist. You put a red tomato sauce, you become a Christian. You call yourself a Christian.
Yeah, that's right.
You put a green spinach, and you call yourself a Muslim.
That's right.
But then you start identifying yourself with the layers. But in actual fact, असांजी संस्कृति है, the base is Sanatan Dharma. And nobody should ever forget whether he's in Sindh or elsewhere.
That's right. That's right.
Correct? So he can be a Sanatan Muslim, he can be a Sanatan Christian, Sanatan Buddhist, but at the base of it, he is Sanatan.
Sanatan.
So this identity, you got it done? Are you okay with this?
Perfect. Super. Please go ahead, sir. I'm really enjoying this eye-opener session with you.
Okay. Now, I want to touch on the word Sindhiyat. Now, Sindhiyat is a word which has been loosely used. This word has come into existence after partition. When we were living in Sindh, this word was not there. Some poet, I forget, he was very famous, I forget his name now, he had introduced it. Now, Sindhiyat, some people have a misunderstanding that Sindhiyat is only for Hindu Sindhis or Sanatan Sindhi.
Okay.
But this is not so. It cannot be a religion. Sindhiyat is not a religion.
Okay.
Sindhiyat simply means Sindhology. And what is Sindhology? Knowledge of Sindh.
Knowledge of India. Very
So
true.
Sindhiyat means knowledge of Sindh. No Hindu Sindhi or no Sanatan Sindhi can claim monopoly on the word Sindhiyat because the word Sindhi and yet belongs to the entire Sindh.
Exactly.
So we should not use the word by Asita Sindhiyat Ayu. So now we will only Sindhi Hindus. No, we should not use that word with that context. You got what I'm trying to say.
Got it,
But
sir. Yes.
but if at all you want to give a meaning to the word Sindhiyat, then as a consolation, my friend from Jamshoro has suggested this opinion. He says, in my opinion, it is a term that encompasses the cultural identity, the heritage, the essence of the Sindhi people. It reflects a rich amalgamation of tradition, language, folklore, and values specific to the Sindhi community. He does not say Hindu or Muslim, to the entire Sindhi community, embodying a sense of belonging and shared history among Sindh and Sindhi. That is the true concept, if at all you want a meaning of Sindhiyat. So
That's
it
right.
is concerning entire. Uh, so at parties and things like that, we should not use the word Asita Sindhiyat. No, it belongs to the whole cultural because of the shared history with all the denizens of Sindh. Okay, now if at all you want to identify yourself or as a Sanatan Sindhi, then the only identification you can say is Sindhutva.
Okay.
Sindhutva is more close to being a Hindu,
Hindutva.
recognizing a Hindu. So Sindhiyat is the whole. Sindhutva is the integral part of Sindhiyat.
Correct.
In Sindhutva, we maintain our Hindu culture, Sanatan culture,
That's right. That's right.
exclusive. So I can claim to be a party of Sindhutva if I want to say I'm exclusive to in my religious beliefs.
That's right.
But ultimately, I'm also a part of the jigsaw puzzle of Sindhiyat.
That's right. That's right.
So this
That's
is
right.
the understanding that we have to promote to our Sindhi people. Like this is what we are, and this is how we should be thinking together.
That's right.
Sindhiyat separately, Sindhutva separately. So that is for transference of culture.
Super.
Now, the big question comes: what is culture? If I were to ask you, I'm not putting you to test, so
No, no,
don't get.
see,
What is culture?
culture of our Sindhiyat, what actually जेके असांजा वॾा असांखे ॾियण पिया चाहिनि भई असांजा संस्कार कहिड़ा आहिनि, असांजो कल्चर सिंधियत आहे, असांजो खाइण पीअण पाइण उहो कल्चर आहिनि. Of course, the respect to the elderly people, especially in our own families also.
Good. So I'm just going to give you a short history. The word culture comes from the Latin word colere. Colere means to cultivate. Now, cultivate what? And therefore, it refers to the what you call sum total of distinct ways and activities of a certain society that comprises expressions of art, science, beliefs, language, and diet by khado, sai bhaji, selda roti, all those things.
Correct culture, yeah.
Down from generation to generation. So, in its finalities, culture, yani Sanskriti, includes our codes of manners, as in the mannerism,
Correct.
असांजो
Sanskara.
by ways,
Veshbhusha.
our language, our rituals, असीं जेके rituals arrange था
Correct.
करियूं,
Correct.
and our norm of behavior based on our laws and morality and systems of the belief system and superstition that we have all accumulated. So
Exactly.
this is the culture. So we have to. So I'm ending this note, the identity with the word culture.
Culture. Okay.
Okay. Now, salvage. As salvage, we have to be very careful of this. Salvage means to save our language and culture from dwindling away into oblivion.
Wow.
As many people you will see, तो गालियों करना ही नहीं है पार्ट इन कदी कदी Sindhi, we are a dying language. तो मुझे what nonsense are you talking? If somebody is dying, what do? You just do hojaman or what? Then do something about it. Prevent it
That's
from dying.
right.
Resuscitate it. If somebody has got a heart problem or some condition, then should we just sit down and say, let it die? How can you say? So as Sindhi, we should never say to ourselves and criticize other Sindhis and say, oh, Sindhi is a dying language, or Sindhi, heran. We should stop that. That is our morality number one. Now, how do we salvage a situation which is so diverse? Right?
Correct.
It's not easy, right?
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to give you three types of Sindhis categorically,
Okay.
just for your idea, so that how difficult it is to create a formula. Peryon, one type of Sindhi knows Sindhi very well,
Okay.
but English zills. His English is very poor.
That's right. Okay.
The second category, this is just for the sake of arbitrary category.
Correct. Sir. Correct.
Second will be good in English, good in Sindhi. And the last category is Vilaiti and Chatutalura. I'm sorry to say. They are good in English, but they don't know Sindhi.
Okay.
Now, can anybody come and tell you or me that one size fits all? That no, teach everybody Arabic or teach everybody the. No, you
Yeah.
cannot. If you tell somebody in Hong Kong, Manila, or wherever, in Singapore, or America for that, like, come, bacha, learn Sindhi, he Arabic. You know what he'll tell you? He'll simply tell you, go fly a kite, dad. Simple
Yeah.
as that.
That's
So,
right.
what I'm trying to say, that you don't impose your ideas of one shoe, one size fits all. No. If you want to be clever, you want to be scientific, then you must create different avenues, different formulas for different categories. You got it?
Got
So,
it.
अंग्रेजी जगह है ना ठीक है okay you don't want okay we are going to teach you in Romanized Hindi
Super. Yeah.
okay इंडिया में आए ना मिक्स ओके तई चओ था भाई हिंदी आयो ही आयो ओके देवनागरी सिंधी बाक़ी जेके सिंध में जेके आहिनि we are the descendants okay learn in Arabic script. The main thing is we should not lose the sound of the language. Script is secondary, which people don't understand. Or they talk about, oh, we lost our script. We have not lost anything yet, except in our own mind.
On mind. The
So
mindset is
what we
right.
have to do, when we get together, the family people should attend to each problem in a practical manner. Give the size that fits the child. So that should be our way of salvage. And honestly, I don't know much about the activities of an NCPSL, right? That's
That's
a
right.
government body.
That's right.
I think personally, it is imperative that this organization plays a very, very active part as of today in trying to promote and save our culture from dwindling off. And all these things that I'm going to talk about, These are all interrelated.
Okay.
They are not exclusive. I'm describing exclusive just to streamline your thinking. न त
Correct.
अगर असीं सोचींदासीं भई हाणे ग्लोबलाइज़ कीअं करियूं त सभिनी जो मग़ज़ थोरो पंहिंजे क्लियर कोन्हे. So just
Correct.
to achieve some kind of a strategy, a clarity, I've come up with these 5 programs, 5 pillars, which I think we must stick to it and promulgate it and propagate it and see that it does not lose the view from today onwards. This is my
That's
humble
that's
suggestion
very
in
true.
name of Dayal.
Very true.
Okay,
Ji.
now the third is connectivity. Connectivity, I must compliment you. You're a champion at Swera Sindhi and Global Alliance. You're all doing connectivity business and little bit of me through my programs and Sati Sanskar.
Of course.
And I have this try to have sometimes shows together of Sindhi nature mixed with English because if you have entirely Sindhi, no, the
Definitely.
youngsters will not come.
That's
So
right.
we have
You're right.
to do Filipino है ना थोड़ो अंग्रेजी ॻाल्हाईंदा थोड़ो फिलिपिनो ॻाल्हाईंदा
Correct.
ठीक है at least सम्झो त थई. So we have to get across
That's
and we
right.
don't have to be too stiff in our attitude and too hardcore. भई असीं त हीअं सिंधी ॻाल्हायूं. No, we have to approach different people different way. That is our
That's
cleverness.
that's
So
right.
and Sindhis are smart. We can adapt. So connectivity. But the question is, what is the purpose of your connectivity? असीं दुबई में था कनेक्ट करियूं हिते था पार्टी करियूं तो is it that our connectivity ends with kebab and sharab?
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Or do we have a higher purpose? So my suggestion to you is that we should get together for a higher purpose as well. By
Correct.
all means, enjoy yourself, dance away, do whatever you have to do in the name of dharma. That is our Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma जे पैरामीटर्स में कुछ करियो पर अगर असीं ग़रीबनि जो ऐं ॿिया सिंधी जेके आहिनि जेके असांजा सिंधी हिकिड़ा शाहूकार आहिनि ॿिया सिंधी ॾिसो त भोपाल में दे आर लिविंग इन slums.
Yeah.
Why? I went to Bhopal. I told Ramesh Dairamani, हुते जेको जीव सेवा संघ वठी त हलियो मूंखे ॾिसां त सही त आई वाज शॉक. हिकिड़े नंढे बाथरूम में जंहिंमें सनानु बि कनि ऐं एब्लूशन ऐं 8 माण्हू रहिया पिया आहिनि हुन स्लम में.
Oh, God.
आई वाज इन टीयर्स. मुंहिंजो असां सिंधियुनि खे छा आहे सिंधी छा वेठा कनि हुते भोपाल में सभु पिया चवनि टोपी ॿियनि there's a game, pass on the hat to others. Why? Like the blame game. Why?
Of course.
So if there is any shortfall, we have to blame ourselves. We should be honest enough to take the blame. भाई
100%.
असां जेके 75 ठीकु है असां 40-50 साल विया महिनत में असां सेक्रीफाइस कयो पर हाणे त सभु कंफर्टेबल थी विया आहिनि. So don't you think that it is time that rich people contribute, get together, and I'm sure people are doing. घणेई आहिनि पर I am suggesting to your Sanstha, Globe
Correct.
Alliance, it's not for rich people. It should be for all the people. You follow? That is the
Yeah.
true meaning of connectivity. We have to advance our culture materially and spiritually.
Correct.
Without dharma, without spiritual culture, we cannot be honest to each other. पाण में ही असीं cheating business कंदासीं.
No, not at all.
So we have to get together to connectivity. So I must compliment you. You've done 800 and some 25 shows, right?
Thank you.
This I salute you on that. You've done a great job. Keep it up. You have our good wishes, and never let it go. And you should be proud of yourself. At
Certainly.
least I am proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Now the other one is transmission. And transmission time है ना असांखे.
We have 20 minutes, 18 minutes.
Okay, enough for me to conclude.
Yeah.
हाणे ट्रांसमिशन छा आहे? Do you understand the word transmission?
जी थोरो
What does
सिंधीअ में असांजी ऑडियंस खे थोरो सिंधीअ में बि सम्झाइनि त उहे बि सम्झनि भई ट्रांसमिशन जो मतिलबु छा आहे.
ट्रांसमिशन माना असीं पंहिंजा संस्कार, असीं
पास
पंहिंजी
डाउन
संस्कृति एज़ अ होल पंहिंजे
पंहिंजे
नंढनि
ॿारनि
खे कीअं ॾियूं. अॼुकल्ह जेके ॿार आहिनि डिस्को कल्चर थी विया आहिनि. Everybody is aping the West in our clothes, in our work. Everybody wants to see. We have become a highly anglicized community, and we want to speak only in English. ऐं जॾहिं अंग्रेज़ी ॿाहिरां अचनि था अमेरिका लंडन मां और इंडिया में ॻाल्हाइनि था, oh hello, how are you, have a cup of tea, त हू जेके ॿिया आहिनि त they feel inferior. You follow what I'm saying? So we have to give them the right culture, the right strength to
That's right.
get ahead in life. So we have to remind them constantly of our roots. If you don't inform them about roots, then they will go away. I mean, our culture will be lost.
That's
So
right.
there is a quote which is firmly to be grounded in our consciousness. It is a tree. A tree stands strong,
That's right.
not by its fruits, but by the depth of its roots.
Yes, you are right.
So
Foundation.
this was said by Anthony Liccione, Italian. But this applies to all communities. So it is not the phalla, पर असां जेको रूट्स खे छा चइबो आहे सिंधी में?
फाउंडेशन जड़ियूं जड़ियूं जड़
जेके roots आहिनि. So we have to teach our children the sacrifices made by our forefathers,
That's
who
right.
stood strong against all adversaries and to protect our heritage and legacy. And they has given us on their sacrifices to children to enjoy life.
That's
So
right.
how should we forget them or what?
No, never.
Never, right? So असांजो धर्म आहे असीं पितृदोष न करियूं. असीं पंहिंजे वॾनि खे जंहिं सैक्रिफाइस जंहिंजे नाले असीं ऐश आराम पिया करियूं ऐं पैसा पिया उॾायूं उन्हनि खे
Correct.
कीअं हलियूं. त तंहिंजे करे हीअ जेको ट्रांसमिशन जो कमु आहे इज़ अ वेरी टेक्निकल, वेरी सेंटिमेंटल एंड वेरी डेलिकेट थिंग. ईअं न कहे थे भई मामूली पी तंबूरो त पुटु वॼाइण में पूरो, या त हू थींदो भई पीउ वञे धंधे ते मां वञे पते ते ऐं ॿार वञनि ॿारनि में ऐं ॿारनि में वञी छा था चवनि, यू नो हू इज़ माई फादर. अरे भई व्हाट आर यू ट्राइंग टू प्रूव? गिव मी अ शॉट. यू नो हू इज़ माई डैड. सो ॿार चयो भई इफ यू डोंट नो योर फादर हाउ विल आई नो. त के आई एम नॉट सेइंग ऑल चिल्ड्रन आर लाइक दैट, बट सम ऑफ देम हैव ट्रांसेंडेड द लिमिट्स.
That's right. Yeah.
माना अच्छा ॿी ॻाल्हि, in life some things are taught, some things are caught, right? Now if
Yeah.
my life is in contradiction to what I'm preaching, then how can we transmit our
That's
culture?
right.
There'll be a problem because children will catch only how you behave. And this is a true story. I'm telling you, and let the whole world know. What you talk in front of children is
Right.
caught on. हिकिड़े ॿार वञी स्कूल में चयो टीचर खे before the races,
जी.
you should bet on horse number 5 in race number 8. The teacher, हिनखे छा थियो? How did you know all this? Now you can tell me who must have, how did they learn all this?
God.
ॿारनि में. त असीं पंहिंजे नखरे में अगरि पूरा आहियूं, जंहिंजे चवंदा भाई नालो ऐं नखरो, पर नारायण भॻवानु ईअं ई वेठो आहे, पर नारायण खे पूजंदासीं त लक्ष्मी पाण ई ईंदी न.
Honestly, automatically.
करेक्ट. त
Correct.
असीं ॿारनि खे ख़ाली he sanskar viju by peso all the time, and rubbing shoulders with the John by vada manu and shaukar manu sa by dosti tha. What is all this? असांजी कल्चर किथे वई, सभ्यता किथे वई, संतनि जो आशीर्वाद असांखे किथे वियो? जो खाली धनी है, पर धनी जॾहिं बनेगा दानी, फिर होगी सच्ची कुर्बानी। पर धनी खाली धन वो करे ऐं दानी नथो थिए त पोइ हुन धन जो कहिड़ो फ़ाइदो?
Exactly, you're right. Correct.
So what I'm trying to say, that it is very, very important that transmission also takes place of our culture. So this is connected with salvage. So again, all we cannot do alone. Everybody has to get together and formulate plans in an intelligent way. And again, the government funded should come forward and encourage us and be a part and parcel of our transmission culture.
That's right.
These two things. I hope you don't mind. I'm being a
Please,
little
please.
aggressive on this.
You have to be blunt.
Okay, so we have to get to the government organization that this is the problem in our society and we need some funding for this kind of work. But it should be done with transparency and no, lick chop and things like that. It should be completely transparent.
That's right.
We have to be open book. So we have to work according to first being our Sanatan Dhan should be embedded in our soul. Who are we? We are the descendants of the rishis. So why don't we act like those rishis? Why are we acting in a different way?
That's right.
Got it? Okay, the last one I'm coming to. So do you think there's anything else in transmission we should do? We have to, in transmitting, we have to constantly evolve because we have been born with superstition, certain conditioning, which are negative. So we have to get out of the negative syndrome and come to a positive syndrome. So that is our own education, spiritual culture जेके असीं ज्ञान असांखे मिले थो, संत जेके वॾा जेके आहिनि असांजा संस्था, त they are coming there, so we have to learn from them. And one of the most important thing that comes to my mind is, you see, we have to narrow down our differences. This is very, very important. If we don't narrow down our differences, then we cannot flow in a proper evolving way. For example, असां सिंधी में चवंदा आहिनि भई we have got more gods and gurus and China's got rice. हाणे no matter what your panth is, good luck to your panth, good luck to your guru, but it is very important that everybody, especially Sindhis, must come under the umbrella of Sanatan Dhan.
100%.
जेको बि तव्हांखे खपे वञी करियो. I know जेके संस्था आहिनि, we will never merge. Even the social media, we will never merge. But at least let us think properly in that direction that we should come under the umbrella of Sanatan Dharma. So are you doing that? And the last and the final JK Ayan is called representation.
Representation.
Fifth pillar.
Correct.
To represent a global community which is spread so widely and diversified culture and thinking processes. कि सिंधी पियो ॻाल्हाए, कि अंग्रेजी पियो ॻाल्हाए, सिंधी ॻाल्हाईंदो त अंग्रेजी कोन सम्झंदो, ख़ाली लुटू वांगुरु ॾिसंदो, what are you saying? So how do you connect? How do you represent a community like this? We have to start thinking now. So I have got certain, anytime you guys want to consult with me, I got the whole thing prepared. I'm willing to share that with anyone. I can consult with you and share with you whatever I have prepared. Because when it comes to representation, we have to have leaders, not based on chaplusi, but on meritocracy and technocrat. So youngsters, and they have a command on digital acumen. You must take their Some of them are very intelligent, but we are not giving them chance.
That's
जो
right.
chairman है,
Insecurity.
कम लगाए बैठो है कुर्सी थे, अरे भाई उठ, बैठ के चांस दे,
Correct.
तो वो थे. That you see, even for example, 8 साल मानू कम कयो, 10 साल, even people like Modi and all, they say, okay, we'll give to others, right?
That's right.
Sooner or later, in 8, 10 years, you have to give it. So we
100%.
have that broad-minded, but we are clinging to power. That clinging to power shows a weakness in our soul.
100%.
So
right.
we have to give others a chance and guide them. Be the guide. Be a consultant. You don't have to do everything that you're supposed to. Do when you're old, right? You can be a guide. So my proposal is that Vadera, they can form their panchayat in their own group or make representation, because nobody is perfect. Society is not perfect.
Correct.
Problem thinda pya. But
Correct.
if you can make a panchayat and they represent in a small way, then it will solve a lot of problems for higher litigation and things like that.
That's right. That's
देखो
right.
पहिरीं भई थोरे ते ई रिज़ॉल्व थी वञे, why to go
Correct.
away? Divorce था
That's
थियनि, लीगल केसिस पिया थियनि, माण्हू चोरी पिया कनि. Why should दंड त ॾियणो आहे, पर if we are representation, if we are represented, that council, that international body, which comprises, either it can be an Indian council or it can be a international council.
right.
But
Right.
that council, whoever should choose their leaders from every state, 2 or 3, and bring everybody together on a focus, and then let them decide how they want to promote.
That's right.
भले चेयरमैन अगर कहेंगे तकलीफ़ थी थिए भाई ही चेयरमैन छो थियो, मूंखे चेयरमैन थियो आहे, वरी पॉलिटिक्स चालू, भाई ठीक है, you do it according to some balloting or something, but let's work like brothers.
Work like a brothers. You're right.
And if you don't do that, ऐं असीं ख़ाली कुर्सी ते घम लॻाए वेठा, भई मां चेयरमैन आहियां, मां ट्रेजर आहियां, मां सेक्रेटरी आहियां, ऐं जेको मां करियां थो सभु ईअं ई असांखे that everybody should listen to it. It doesn't work that way. In the coming age, we have to work like, even the gurus have to work like the level of disciples. You
That's
cannot sit on a high
right.
stand and
100% right.
say, okay, हाणे तई मुंहिंजी ॻाल्हि ॿुधो, ऐं मां जेको चवां तई करियो न. Democracy आहे न. So what I'm trying to say, that we have to make first an institution, okay? And once we have made an institution, you should make a constitution. Making the constitution
You're right.
is a very
The
difficult
biggest
thing,
thing.
and you need to have
Yeah.
international community to make this constitution. And once a constitution is made, either locally or globally, then the future generation will not have any problem. So today,
You're right.
what we do today, tomorrow, when people look behind, they'll bless us. Maybe they'll bless this talk today. And I don't know from
That's
where
right.
I'm just saying whatever is coming with my mind. We have to start right today to get together
No doubt.
and embrace each other
Now.
with that love, affection, and no superiority or no inferiority complex. We are all one. Under Julelal, we are all one. So
That's
we
right.
have to embrace Julelal, Sanatan Dharma, and do our karya or whatever we have to do in the
That's
best interest of our community. And by doing serving the community, automatically we'll be helping ourselves.
That's right.
I've said my peace of mind, I have done enough. And anybody who wants to share, I can share this, notes with anyone in the future and now.
Anybody who's watching this show wanted like the full detail or any comments or any guidance or any suggestions from Dayal Bhai Sahab, never hesitate to contact me. I will see that I'll be the best link between you, both of you, and it will be reaching to you definitely. Bhai Sahab, Vanjana ka peru, I wanted you to say 2 minutes about your sessions, what you're doing on spiritual. Every time I've seen that you 30-35 episode you completed. Would you like to inform them also about this?
See, my show is based on pure service to humanity because it is my belief that we are all struggling in our lives to find out truth, to be happy. Why
That's
we
right.
want to be happy? Because we are not happy. We are not happy. Otherwise, why we want to be happy? So it is only with knowledge that we can be happy. Once we have knowledge, we should have the application. And once we are about to apply, then automatically everything will be supplied.
Yeah,
Be
yes.
supplied. So my Sanskriti Sanskar is based on enhancement, empowerment, and enlightenment for all the listeners. जेके listeners ॿुधंदा जेके spiritual values or surgical values or philosophy, they will learn something to imbibe in their life. And the last in Hindi, I say Swadhyaya, Seva, and Simran.
Wow.
Three have to be employed. So these are the noble characteristics. I'm not calling myself noble. I also have problems and my shortcomings. But
So,
we have to think on these terms to purify and to relieve our community of all the problems and shortcomings.
that's right.
Asi kenje mata asi see, I know and you know that there are a lot of problems in the Sindhi society, but we
Yeah,
don't want.
there are. There are.
असां घर जा भाती आहिनि घर जे भाती लाइ असीं कंहिंखे ॾोह ॾींदासीं या उनजो
Correct.
वञी पब्लिक खे चवंदासीं भई असां
Yes.
सिंधी हेराइन पर आई हर्ड सम सिंधी दे टॉक अगेंस्ट देयर ओन सिंधी कम्युनिटी आई रियलाइज़ पर उन्हनि खे सम्झायो पंचायत हूंदी त उन्हनि जे मथां दंड विझो या समथिंग कैन वी टू अरेंज ऑल दोस थिंग
That's right. Yeah.
पर असीं पंहिंजे पाण खे न नीचा करायूं
Correct.
So
Correct.
that is why I've started this show. It's a free show, and just like you're doing Sheva in your connectivity, I am doing Sheva on a spiritual platform because I feel that if there is any problem on earth, it is because of a spiritual vacuum. All the problems in life, whether you talk Ukraine, Russia, or all these leaders, they are all talking about peace. But look at the hypocrisy. They talk about peace by preparing for war. So, what are we trying to prove ourselves? So,
You're right.
my thing is, it is all because असांखे सनातन धर्म जो ताक़त कोन्हे नॉलेज कोन्हे अगरि असां सनातन धर्म जो ये जेको असांखे सेखारे वियो आहे धर्म अर्थ काम ऐं मोक्ष ही चार प्रिंसिपल अगरि असीं पंहिंजी ज़िंदगी में इम्बाइब करियूं त असीं मुक्त थी वेंदासीं असीं सिंधी विल बी इन एवरी प्लेस इन द वर्ल्ड
No doubt. No doubt, sir.
सो
What a
दैट्स इट
great, what a great episode and message you've given today, भाई साहब. Will be forever remember. And जिन्होंने भी ये प्रोग्राम मिस किया हो, प्लीज रात को यूट्यूब पे जरूर वॉच करिएगा दयाल भाई साहब को. आज की ये सारी बातें मैं शायद ये 2-4 मिनट में भी बात नहीं करता. ये 5 मिनट भी मुझे दयाल भाई साहब को देने चाहिए थे कि आज दिस वाज द रियली ग्रेट. दिल से दिल तक दयाल भाई साहब के ये मैसेज ऑलवेज रिमेंबर. एंड इफ एनी क्वेरीज, एनी कमेंट्स, please send to me. I'll convey to Dayal Bhai Sahab for this one. Thank you so much, Dayal Bhai Sahab, for joining us today and giving the great opportunity. Thank you so much.
जय झूलेलाल जय झूलेलाल
तो ये थे हमारे ऑनरेबल दयाल हरजानी साहब जो कि हांगकांग से आज आप लोगों के बीच में एक ऐसा सब्जेक्ट लेके आए जो आई एम श्योर दैट यू मस्ट हैव लर्न अ लॉट एंड यू कैन वॉच इट इफ यू मिस्ड इट. So thank you so much. From tomorrow, 14, 15, 16, 19 and 20th, we have the 4 episode Vishwa Sindhi Seva Sangam, Lions Club of Mumbai Soul, Surana Sindhi Pune, getting the 4 hours, 4 episode in 4 days. See that how we organize. From tomorrow onwards, we are going to show you the 4 next episodes of this one. Thank you so much. Shivratri. Good night. Jai Jhulelal.